This meeting of the Community Development Board is called to order on January 18th, 2022. Welcome everyone and Happy New Year. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. This board consists of 7 members and 1 alternate who are appointed by the City Council and serve voluntarily. I am Mary Lau, and I will ask the other members and the staff to introduce themselves, beginning on my left.
Michael Boutsikas.
Mohammed Abdul Rahim.
Andy Park.
Jay Vanga, attorney for the board.
Matthew Minich, Assistant City Attorney.
Mike Flannery.
John Quattrocki.
Please remember to turn off your cell phones so they do not become a distraction during the meeting. Please also refrain from having conversations in this room so that we might hear all the testimony given today. To ensure a complete record of this board's actions, we ask that each individual wishing to speak, including the applicant, speak into the microphone at the podium in front of us, clearly state your name, and spell your last name for the clerk. Now I will ask those in attendance who plan to speak to please rise and be sworn by the clerk. Agendas of today's meeting are on the podium to your left near the entry door. Also on this podium are a roster of the Community Development Board, the list of city staff experts and their resumes, the board's rules of procedure, and the annual schedule of this board. Our first order of business is to review and approve the minutes from last month's meeting. May I have a motion for approval of the minutes?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? The minutes are approved. And the next item on our agenda is matters to be heard that are not on the formal agenda. Are there any members of the public here today who would like to speak or address something that is not on our formal agenda? Seeing none, we'll move on to our consent agenda. This board has adopted a consent agenda format, and the consent items are identified as such on the agenda. Consent agenda items are those items for which the Planning and Development Department recommends approval. The applicant is in agreement with any proposed conditions, and no written objections to the case have been received to date. Items may be removed from the consent agenda today by a member of the board, a member of the staff, or any person in the audience for questions or objections. I will read each item on the consent agenda, and if any person wishes to remove this item from the consent agenda, please so state or raise your hand, and we will remove it from the consent agenda. Items removed from the consent agenda will be heard in the regular order of the meeting. Items that remain on the consent agenda will be approved with a single vote. Our first consent agenda item is a level 2 matter. It's case FLD 2018-06015A at 1000 South Myrtle. The owner is Myrtle Clearwater Storage Association, LLC. The applicant's representative is Gulf Coast Consulting, Inc. The location is 3.11 acres at the southwest corner of South Myrtle Avenue and Magnolia Drive. The board is reviewing an amendment to an approved Level 2 flexible development application for the construction of an 81,492 square foot self-storage facility use in the commercial and industrial research and technology districts for the property located at 1000 South Myrtle Avenue. The approved and constructed project included a height of 28.5 feet in the C district and 37.33 feet in the industrial research and technology district. It included a minimum of 31 off-street parking spaces and requested allowable flexibility from height and landscape requirements. The proposed amendment adds 20 exterior spaces for vehicle storage in addition to the approved and existing 11 exterior vehicle storage spaces, all in the IRT district. Is there anyone who would like to remove this item from the consent agenda? Right. Our final consent agenda item today is a level 3 application, REZ 2021-11001 at 806 Turner Street. The owner is Yvonne Pineda Kelly. The board is reviewing a request to amend the zoning atlas designation from the office district to the medium-density residential district, and to make a recommendation to the city council. Is there anyone present who would like to remove this item from the consent agenda?
Madam Chair, I think we have had that zoning transition backwards.
Backwards, yeah.
Office to medium-density residential, isn't that?
Goes from
No,
zoning
the
to RG.
the city is advised that that was a misprint.
Yeah, the agenda was,
The application is correct, the agenda's,
The agenda's wrong.
Right.
but the notice was correct that we sent out.
All right. Again, is there anyone present who would like to remove this item from the consent agenda? Seeing none, may I have a motion to approve the level 2 application? The level 2 item 1 on the consent agenda.
I move to approve item number 1, case FLD 2018-06015A on today's consent agenda based on the evidence of the record, including the application and the staff report. Hereby adopt the findings of fact, conclusions of law stated in the staff report with conditions of approval as listed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? All right, item 1 is approved. May I have a motion for the level 3 application, item 2, on the consent agenda today?
I'd make it out of my book with me.
I'll do it. I move to approve item number 1, case REZ 2021-11001 on today's consent agenda based on the evidence in the record, including the application and the staff report. Hereby adopt the findings of fact, conclusions of law stated in the staff report with conditions of approval as listed.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, that matter is approved. We'll be making a recommendation of approval to the city council. Do we have director's items today? All right. There being no further items on our agenda, the meeting is adjourned at 1:07. Still got me.